questions it will ask me. So for example, I've asked Claude to ask me questions. What is my full name? Where I'm currently based? What's my age? What's my nationality? What languages do I speak? Then some questions based on my life context. Where did I grow up? And what else? What environment shaped you the most, and so on. Then it talks about the research aspect or my profile. So the research focus that my more focused towards is what primary problem or questions are you currently working on, what methodologies have you used, and so on. And if you are, for example, if you are an entrepreneur or if you are a teacher, if you are, different profession, whatever profession it is, so ask the AI tool to ask you questions based on that profession. Right? So take an example of an entrepreneur. If I'm an entrepreneur, I will mention that, okay, ask me a question based on my business. So AI will ask you these kind of questions over here. Right? What kind of business are you into? How many people are working for you? What's your annual revenue? What kind of products do you have? What different variations of products do you have? Where do you sell? Every aspect will ask you. So you will have to spend some time, a good time to answer all these questions. Okay, so the way I will do is, for example, what is your current role and responsibilities? So I will just make an enter over here and I will respond over here. I'll say my current role is lecturer with Symbiosis International University Dubai. Okay, and my responsibilities are I'm part of the media and communication department. Yeah. I'm part of the media and communication department, right? And my responsibilities are, delivering courses and doing research, mentoring students, and and all different aspects, right? So whatever profession you are, you're going to talk about that. Clear? So that is how you do it. Then just make an enter like this. Then you answer the next question. Okay, so this will take some time, at least half an hour to 40 minutes it will take, but this will become like a living document which you can keep on updating every week, or any new thing that you feel that the AI should know about you, that you are comfortable with, you add over here. Right, so it talks about different sections over here, right? So like this is just an example, so you can add more sections as you feel comfortable. All right, so once you make this document, all you have to do is just Control A, so it copies everything. Go to your Claude, and here under the settings, right, there under my profile name, there's a settings option over here. So I click on settings, and then it will ask me my name. So I will enter my name. It will say that, okay, what Claude should call you. So I'm okay with my name. What best describes you? So if something which is if you're working in marketing, select marketing. If you're working in operations, legal, as a medico, mention medico. So I am as a lecturer. Unfortunately, so academician is not mentioned here. So I'll select other. All right, and you will see this blank space over here which says what personal preferences should Claude consider in responses. So here I'm going to copy paste what I have made the living document. I'm going to copy paste it over here. Right? So just to give an example, first it asked me a question about you, general background and personality. So I talked about these questions will help me, blah, 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 and so on. So what is your full name? So I mentioned my full name. Where are you currently based? So I mentioned I'm an Indian but currently residing in the UAE. What is your academic background? I talked my academic background, I'm currently pursuing my PhD, and so on. So all these aspects I will mention, right? So the whole document that you have made, the lengthy document, you just copy paste it over here. Now once you do this, okay, you will come back over here. And now we can start playing with Claude. So this is the first thing that you will do, right? Okay. Now what will happen is whatever questions that you will ask, it will give you the response based on the information that you have provided. So it's more grounded. At the same time, it will give you better output on what you're asking for. Okay. The second use case that I will make use of is I use Claude for comparison. It gives a very good comparison. So at times, let's say you have two files that you would like to compare. So in my context, I would want to compare, let's say, two research papers and see what ideas are common in both the papers and where they are diverging. So what's the not so common areas which I can look into, right? In your context, maybe you're a school teacher, so you would want to use multiple learning sheets and then see, okay, what is common between them and what's the difference. If you are an industry professional, you would want to do the same. You want to compare multiple, let's say, versions of your proposal that you have sent and ask for, okay, what are the key changes that you noticed, right? So it becomes very easy for comparison. So again, I'll do the same. I'll attach files, right? So 2 research papers that I think are relevant for me, I'll just upload and will give me a very nice comparison. The best part of Claude is that it will also give me, it will also give me a table format comparison, which becomes easy for us to grasp. Okay. Now, the third use case of Claude that I personally like is to make social media calendar, right? As I teach in media and communication department here, so obviously I teach our students about social media, digital marketing, and so on. So if you are an industry professional and working in the marketing domain, this would be very good for you to learn. Now, because I've already given a lot of context about me, so the responses will also match what I'm looking for, right? So let's say I will give a task. Remember the prompt that I told you, you have to use the same. First is role. So I will say you are social media manager. Okay. Then comes context C. So the context is I need content plan for Instagram. Okay. Okay. No. So I will make this as my task. Sorry. In context, I will mention about the business. Okay. I have a small cafe which is called okay, and I'll give you more example why I'm choosing this name. When I was preparing this workshop, I came across this one. So let's say I tell that okay, I run a small cafe and I own a cafe and I've this cafe is called Chai Minded. It's for the people. Okay, I'll just explore more. So it is the target audience for this cafe. Okay, and this cafe is based in Dubai. If you want, you can also mention the specific place in Dubai, or you can just keep it there. And then I will talk about the task. So, what is the task? I'm talking about make a social media content plan for 1 week. Now, you can make for 1 month, 3 months also, but I'm just keeping it 1 month to keep it very simple because 1 month it will take a lot of 5-6 minutes. It will take. I don't want to invest that much time. So I'll keep it very short for 1 week, right? So I'm make social media content plan for 1 week. This okay, social media content plans. So I'll mention Instagram as a platform. Okay, the tone should be casual and humorous. Okay, and that's it. Okay, then I hit enter. Now Claude, based on the information that I've provided in the document, it will use that information. At the same time, it will also use the information available on the internet and and will give me the best output, right? So it is giving me a 1 week Instagram content plan that I can make use of. For example, it says every Monday I can make a meme and I can talk about type of different chai drinkers. So this is for week 1. Let's say the following week I want to use this. So if I make a carousel images are basically the one that you slide, right? So slide 1 would be talk about this, slide 2 will talk about this, and the slide 3 will talk about this. Great. It also gives me the caption that I can make use of. Tag that friend who's all of these. Okay, which one are you? Drop off the chai emoji in the comments, and then it also gives me some personalized hashtags which I can use. Then it gives me, okay, Tuesdays, my content would be something about behind the scenes, what happens at my cafe. So I can talk about that. I can make a reel of 15-20 seconds. That's again a good idea. Then I will talk about engagement post. So in engagement post, I will focus on what kind of content that you will make that you feel that will bring in a lot of engagement for you. So that's something that you can look into. And then Thursday talks about customer spotlight or UGC. The UGC basically stands for user generated content. So I can ask my followers to make content based on this kind of a post. right? And same, and it will complete for the whole week. So it's very good for you to make social media content plan that you can use it for your business, right? This is an example of one. So this one. The third use case that I want to showcase for Claude, which is my personal favorite, and I've already discussed this with my students as well in the classroom, is you can go to your LinkedIn account. If you have a LinkedIn profile, on LinkedIn, there's an option. Let me just share my screen to that point once. So if you come on LinkedIn, you go on your profile, okay? And under profile, you have this option where you can download your profile as a PDF. So it downloads your profile as a CV, okay? I've already you can see this option which says save to PDF. So I've already downloaded this PDF. I'll go back on Claude, okay? And I'll make a new chat and I will attach my CV over here. Okay, so I've attached the PDF, same one, and I will give a prompt to chat, make this, okay, sorry, save, I've attached my CV. I would like you to make this CV into a one-page website. One-page website. This should be appealing for a recruiter. And then you can mention that what profile are you applying for or what job are you applying for. Okay, so I'll just mention it over here. I'll say I'm applying for social media marketing manager role. Okay, at I'll say slight animations, not too much. Okay, and then you can decide and you can customize whatever prompt that you feel is relevant for you. You can do that. I've already attached one. Okay, and then I'll click on. Now, what it will do is it will go through all the information that I've provided in the PDF. Okay, and it will create a website for us. So just give 2 more minutes. This is something that you can use it for your personal use case also. If you're applying for a job next time, obviously you won't be able to use it as a website. So, and there is a way that I'll show you can do that. But you can make, when do you make use of this? Okay, so there are one case is if you're applying through a company job portal, then you will not be able to use this. Then you only have to attach your CV in a PDF format and send it. But if, let's say, if you know somebody in the company and the person has asked you that, okay, send me your profile. Okay, or you know somebody over there who has referred you, in that case, you can also attach your PDF CV and with that, in the cover letter, mention this URL of this website that you have made a turn out of your CV. So that will give you more impact for your CV and will showcase that you are somebody who's thinking out of the box. Okay, so now it has made it. So let's see the output. Okay, all right, nice. Right, so it has done very nicely. If you see, I've also asked you to make a little bit of animation, so it has given the bouncy effect over here. All right, and then it talks about my profile. It has highlighted my work experience and everything. My core skills, see, amazing. Right, it talks about my key achievements. It's done very nicely. Professional experience as a lecturer currently, my previous experience, my certifications, my corporate experience, and so on. Right, and then obviously, if you want to make some changes, you can just put a prompt and we'll make the changes. All right, so this is a great way. Now, as I mentioned that you can use it as an actual website with a URL. I'll show you how to use that in a while when we reach Gemini. I'll discuss on that. Perfect. So this is something all about Claude that I wanted to talk about. Let's move to the next tool. The third tool that I'm going to talk about is Perplexity. Right, and I've already mentioned Perplexity is great when it comes to deep analysis.